Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one and only master of propaganda, off here to a 1v1 on Taranto Coastline here with a new patch. In the south stands Prabuty fighting for the Deutsches Afrika Corps, now with several series of buffs, including to the Panzer Grenadiers and the 250 half-track, plus the Armoured Reserves has been made cheaper, plus a bit more accessible. So fighting in the south here with the 90th Panzer Grenadier Division. In the north stands Oziligath fighting for America, freedom and democracy. Here with the 91st Infantry Division, we got Prabuty straight into Armoured Support. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for this continued and generous support, and a big thanks to Gentle Fox for joining into those wonderful people as well there, so big thanks to you. And as always, also a big thanks to those people who keep commenting and liking the videos. That helps me out a bunch as well there. So, off to the races we are here. In the south, German troops being forced. The Panzer Grenadiers now with a lessened combined arms bonus, but overall better combat performance. Kratschützen they're rolling ahead. In the south, we got the Jeep being forced here for Oziligath, who of course is going for armoured, with the immediate veterans who want Jeep. Riflemen setting out there. They've been left untouched. Guess it's because they buffed their Panzer Grenadiers. They're a bit concerned maybe Riflemen could get pushed out of that. Hard to say there. So it was basically the EC8 that got the nerf there. Cartridge and they're being pushed back as 30 cal fire there from the Jeep rapidly forces Prabuty to withdraw his bike. In the south, German infantry moving forwards. We got a second Panzer Grenadier squad here for Prabuty. Oziligath moving his riflemen further northwards, and far up north the scouts standing at the ready by the northern field point. South side here, Panzer Grenadier is going to move on the field point here, going to strike at Oziligath's Jeep. Unexpecting a squad to come there. Go shots fired here. Jeep returning fire immediately as German troops push forwards. Second Panzer Grenadier squad here for Prabuty. Taking a few hits here through the side armor, forcing that one to withdraw. Back there on the move here for Prabuty. Jeep rapidly withdrawing towards the center. Further up north here we got Oziligath had to work there, grabbing the northern victory point, even as Salmon is falling to the Germans of the 90th Panzer Grenadier Division. 4th Panzer Grenadier Company, northern point being seized here. Jeep swinging after that, or back swinging after the Jeep here, hoping to find it on the flank. He actually succeeds here. Rapidly then withdraws, and of course, worth noting, of course, here with the pathing improvements, light vehicles handle notably better, but so of course does medium heavy stuff as well too. Overall just much better performance from vehicles and tanks in general, I find. Round squad as the Panzer Grenadiers here by the southern victory point, quickly forced off here as Oziligath's men take excellent positioning here. Panzer goes down the fire from the Jeep. Riflemen into support here. We got a third Panzer Grenadier squad here for Prabuty's men being caught in a crossfire between the scouts, the Jeep, and the riflemen here. He may have to withdraw, but we do get the Jeep or bike rushing in again here. South here, Panzer Grenadier versus the riflemen. Scout taking minor losses here as Oziligath's men move forwards. We got the Panzer Pioneer moving in here to block rapidly and swiftly. In the south here, Panzer versus the Rifle squad, and we got the third squad ready here to meet the American menace. South side here, Rifle squad, Jeep moving in here. Jeep racing forwards, bike engaging at the riflemen. As for Oziligath, we got another Rifle squad on the way here. Plus, we do have the infantry support center. Of course, the Americans received a lot of buffs to other units and elements. Air support center, of course, got buffed. Bazooka teams in general gotten buffed, be the regular or elite versions, like paratroop bazookas and such. Skirmishing here between riflemen and Panzer Grenadier. Hardened men of the German army versus the Americans. And we got the light support company up here for Prabuty and Deutschland. Riflemen moving forward here, engaging the Panzer Grenadiers here. Closing in, then we want to, of course, focus down the low health riflemen charging in. There we go. Prabuty's Panzer Grenadier getting to work here. We got this second squad here now catching the crossfire. Another squad retreating right past here. And once more, we got the Oziligath's Jeep there, probing and poking here at Prabuty's flanks. Riflemen pushing up here towards the center munitions point. Further up north here, Panzer Pioneer advancing on the field point far up north and laying down mines here. Looking to slow down the American war machine a bit here. Very sensible choice here, in particular versus armored. Riflemen being forced back here, Jeep at it still. Panzer Grenadiers they're reinforcing, and we got here the support elements there being upgraded. North here, Captain with a scout supporter going for those Panzer Pioneer, looking to reclaim the fuel point here from the Germans. We need to get that fuel back for America, people. Got the bike engaging, and just not enough here to allow the Panzer Pioneer to retain much longer, and they will have to withdraw here before it risks a wipe. As for Mr. Oziligath, we got healing there. No sign of upgrades. Mines going off here, and we are off to Oziligath. We did lose the scouts here to the Germans. That is a good kill here for Prabuty. Removes the otherwise very disruptive unit there that could always, kept running around and hitting vital points, even deploying smoke here, flares.
We're losing a fuel point.
So getting rid of that really helps out Prabuty, but it definitely limits a bit some of the mobility that Oziligath otherwise had. I mean, he still has the Jeep, even if the Jeep is, belching out large clouds of smoke. Hey, Sarge, is the thing supposed to puff up smoke like that? No, Private, it isn't. We do get fast bars here from Oziligath, the BAR, the Browning automatic rifle. Bold move here as the DAC, but clearly concerned about the sheer number of German troops. And the Jeep goes down here. Oziligath clearly not anticipating that Prabuty would immediately counterattack here. But now we got the BARs up here to match against those Panzergrenadiere. Of course, the arrival of the flak feeling could make Oziligath regret this a wee bit, because it does mean he won't have immediate access to anti-tank weapons. He could go for the weapon support center, perhaps. Push out to bazooka teams. As a response here, I don't know if he's going to do that, but it is an option to consider. But there you go, Panzergrenadiers wanted with the immediately upgraded bar-wielding rifle bike on the scene again. Northern front being seized by Oziligath. Flak feeling around here, the Sunderkraft Fahrzeug 10, I believe, made with a flak feeling anti-aircraft mount on the back. They would also occasionally mount Pack 38s in these half-tracks, as a fun fact. And some of them would be also upgraded with a bit of improvised armor. Scott here for Oziligath could be accounted to the flak feeling, and there we go. Does pop the scout. Up north with Raven falling back here, German troops moving forwards. Prabuty quick to advance here across the entire frontage as much as possible. Of course, Oziligath is clearly looking to deny Prabuty a lot of fuel. Panzer Puny on the fuel point, running straight to the Scott here, opening up with its 75mm cannon. Great shot there. Jürgen, sadly, not long for this world. And up here, Reifner being pelted with heavy fire from Prabuty's forces. We got Panzergrenadiers there with the MG-34. Scott rapidly advancing there, and we got the white phosphorus barrage ready. Reifner down to half size and less than half that in terms of health. Medical station up here for Oziligath, very good upgrade, and nothing further as of yet for him. We got the Scott rapidly advancing and hot on the heels of the German troops. Routes will also retreating the face of the flak feeling. Taking immense amount of damage. We also got veterans on the bike, allowing it to mark targets. And meanwhile, we do get Prabuty here with a Panzerjägergruppe to counter the Scott. Very much as anticipated. Also, the 250 half-tech now has shared veterancy, and it's a bit cheaper. That certainly is helpful for it. Means we might see more veterans 1 half-tags and above.
We've lost a territory sector.
Yep. Up north here, Scott catching the Panzergrenadiers, immediately obliterating some poor soul. In the south, we got the flak filling moving up there. Panzerjägers have abandoned the half-track. Prabuty just keeping it there. Perhaps he's using as the ambulance or improvised healing point there. We'll have to see. Flak feeling catching the route nearby the southern fuel point. Immediately letting loose there. With its 4 autocannons. Scott moving up, backed up infantry. We got Guinness here for Oziligath to, of course, repair his Scots and other armor he may eventually get. Up north, the German troops of the 90th Panzergrenadier Division are rapidly advancing, machine guns and bolt-action rifles in hand. Bike on the move. South here, we got the Rapsport catching the Panzer Pioneer here by the southern point. And we got the Scott joining in. Panzer Pioneer to route it. Black filling going at it. Panzerjägers moving forwards. Heavy damage here from the tank rods and the flak feeling, causing the Scott to withdraw here. These were not exactly heavily armoured, as they're just based off the Stuart light tank chassis. Fun note there. Another nice shot there from the Scott. Prabuty, though, and the German army is advancing across the entire front line here. And Oziligath is struggling now to keep up pace with the loss of the Scott and the Jeep there. Really not helping Oziligath fighting back in terms of map control against Prabuty and the Germans. Rapidly, the southern makes point back rapidly. Scott being fixed up. Panzergrenadiers is route squad, and we got veteran squad leaders up for Prabuty, adding a 6th man, of course, making his Panzergrenadiers better. I mean, all infantry actually benefit from it, but the Panzergrenadiers just benefit from it the most. So, what will Oziligath go for next? Another Scott? Will he actually go for motor pool, anti-tank guns, maybe a Chaffee? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Scotland advancing the south, engaging. Initially, they've been part of the US Armoured Division's Armoured Battalion. They'd be one of them, I believe, battalion actually, to sort of act as artillery support there for the Shermans. That were replaced with 105mm Sherman, and they'd actually pull these together into smaller companies to support their reconnaissance, where they'd then act as artillery support for those. Fun fact in terms of organisation and tactics. Over to Prabuty again. Just going here for the veteran gunners to improve the penetration on his flak feelings. And of course any other tanks he might push out. North side here though, Oziligath rapidly advancing here. Scott once more being repaired. So a lot of back and forth action so far between Oziligath and Prabuty. Right from there getting double bars, pushing southwards. Panzer Pioneering in by the southern fuel point. More Maschinengewehre here for Prabuty's Panzergrenadiere. Thumbs up. There we go, Panzer Pioneer by the southern fuel point spotted. Flak feeling bike and German troops being sent northwards to respond here to Oziligath's northern advance here. Scott returning the favour here in the centre, blasting German troops in the south. Panzer Pioneer roughly forced off here, and up north, Rascal caught with the flak feeling and bike combo. A torrent of death here that definitely forces Oziligath here to withdraw his men. Panzergrenadiers went to cut block the retreat here as well, causing immense damage. In the south here, Panzer being pushed back by the Scott. Further here for Oziligath. Nothing further in his base as of yet. Scotland and Fort, of course, need to be careful of those Panzerjägers. They are quick to respond here. Good shooting there. Oziligath's Scott once more forced to withdraw, but not before inflicts massive amounts of damage here to Prabuty's Panzergrenadiers. There you go, flak filling out as well here. Scott's about to go knocked out here though. Nope. Narrowly escapes here. Talk about a close call here for Oziligath. And far up north here, bike there ran into issues with the Captain dug in here, almost taking out the bike, but once more, Prabuty's luck holds out. Quite something else. And there you go, we actually got a tank up here for Oziligath. He's not just gone up for the EC8. Thumbs up. His Scott, though, is definitely in need of some fire suppression and some repairs. North here, Rapscore clashing with Panzergrenadiers, BARs versus the MD-34, M1 Garants versus the Kar-98K. They're fighting for the North Victor Point and choose once more. Panzergrenadiers doing what they can here. More troops moving in here, clashing with Oziligath's riflemen. They're already on immense pressure. They're being forced away here. Captain forced back with a flak feeling. The South Rifle Squad moving in, and we got the Scott there being fixed up. Tank depot there slowly getting ready, and the South Rifle Squad clashing with the Panzer Pioneer, immediately engaging with BARs and Bravado. North here, Panzergrenadiers advancing Rifle Squads here. Prabuty could soon consider taking up here, push for the Panzer Company. Meanwhile, DR's here caught by the flak feeling, which is closing in on Vetri 2 at a rapid pace here. Scott on the move. Tank depot almost down there for Oziligath. Flak feeling there, continues to handle the terrain quite well thanks to the pathing improvements. Of course, so does the Scott. Ooh, nicely bunched up. The Scott lands a great hit here, closing in on Vetri 2 already. Northern fuel point against being threatened here by German forces. Engineers being caught here in the south. Flak feeling rushing northwards. There's just so much action. There's so much maneuvering here. Both players looking to outwit the other one, outmaneuver them and outflank them. Scott landing a decent hit there. No white phosphorus. Could be an idea here. Has quite a bit of splash damage. South side here, Rascorp being bombarded by the Panzer Pioneer with the Granatbüchse 39. There's a choice. Captain Rascorp going northwards here. Panzer goes routed, but not before the render of Oziligath's northern fuel point. They're neutral. Back in his base. No sign of tanks yet. But certainly the faster route and get out of tank, the better. Meanwhile, Prabuty is actually pushing in for the Panzer Army Commando, and we'll be going for those Panzer IIIs, I imagine, soon enough. They could surprise us with the armored reserves and pushing straight for, like, you know, bigger stuff than the Panzer III. I said again, is now notably more accessible, though they did make the Tiger tank a lot more expensive in terms of fuels. It went from 180 fuel to 240, so it's not something you can easily rush out at still. Captain Mr. Panzerjägers up north. Further up north, he bike falls back with the rifleman, though not without leaving the rifleman quite marked there. Scott closing in Meta 2. Still no white phosphorus here for Oziligath. No sign of tank yet either. Got the 250 up being seen north. It's actually upgrading with the Kampfwagenkanon 38, turning into the 250-9. Thumbs up. That is nice and nimble now. Getting the captain could get a wipe here. Large squad have been caught as well by it. In the south here, Panzer Pioneer, but routed by the engineers guy on the side of the victory point here. Just Like, so many engagements now. We also got the 250-9. Not something we've seen too much as of late, but again, while it didn't get like any direct buffs, it did in terms of like, you know, the speed improvements they added actually get a sort of nice buff, so it's much faster and nimble now, so that's a plus. Mines going off here, German troops there losing limbs. And back to Oziligath, who's gone here for War Machine. Unigath to get out his tanks cheaper here, down to 270 manpower, 90 fuel. Thumbs up to Oziligath. Nice addition. Flak feeling and 250-9 engaging the rifle here. Sherman getting ready here for Oziligath, and there you go, plus a replacement captain. Adding the 50 cal, thumbs up.
Defend our victory point. We're losing.
Of course, right now the issue for Oziligath is he's also struggling with fuel, so even with War Machine he can't easily just churn out as many Shermans as you would like to, I think, here versus Prabuty, which is great for Prabuty, but certainly less stellar there for Oziligath.
Victory point is
Almost got the 250-9 here. And again, note, they just handle this, you know, withdrawal quite nicely. They much more easily handle formation maneuvers, which is a big issue in Companies 3, and quite fighting Companies 2 as well there. Mine goes off there, grenades flying after the Sherman, obviously doing absolutely sod all. Up north, the German forces once more striking at the heartland here, and we got Prabuty there with a Panther 3 on the way here. So the Gap will need to counterattack towards the north to reclaim the fuel there. Again, he desperately needs more fuel for more tanks so he can leverage the, you know, power of the United States War Machine and their, you know, economy of scale. German ripping into the retreating German troops. Scott very close to 82 there. Got high explosive shells on the Sherman. Interesting choice. Most players tend to prefer the white phosphorus, and it's not because the high explosive shells themselves are bad, quite the opposite. But the white phosphorus is just so much more handy in a tank engagement and can easily just allow to, like, you know, quickly get the upper hand there. But that's that. Pushing forward with the Panther 3 and 250-9, going for the Sherman here. Sherman needs to get away here. There you go, we got the unpitching rounds in the flak feeling, messing with the Sherman a bit. No support here for the Sherman as well. Definitely not a good setup here for Prabuty. Bit too slow to retreat here. Panther 3's about to get knocked out, and there go down. Oziligath Sherman goes. A great kill for Prabuty. Oziligath clearly got caught a bit unprepared there. Was not expecting Prabuty to go in so hard here. But perhaps also just, again, you know, a bit surprised just how well, you know, this entire formation handled that push. Again, had it been before the patch, they would have gone completely pear-shaped. Hell, had it been Companies 2, they would have gone completely pear-shaped. With improvements here, things are working out a lot smoother. Up north here, troops moving in here. Flak feeling gaining the captain here. Definitely putting Oziligath under renewed pressure here. But surprisingly, we haven't seen any of the white phosphorus there. Does tend to be like one of the primary reasons people also like the Scott a lot is because the white phosphorus is very good. Oziligath here responds with a mortar. Meanwhile, we got Prabuty here with a Pack 38. They're immediately holding that one in. Could you also be planning to upgrade into another 250-9, or is it perhaps planning a mortar half-track? Who knows? Far up north here, flak feeling push back the rifle and unleashing hell upon them. Scott, they're fixed up. Mortar almost done there for Oziligath. I'm not entirely sure he wants a mortar at this stage, honestly.
A strategic point is being claimed.
And we got something on the way there, which is in fact a Hellcat, which of course is also now pretty cheap, down to 240 manpower and 70 fuel. Manpower-wise, that means it's basically cheaper than infantry at this stage. The Sherman almost costs as much as an infantry squad. Round squad equipped, the flak feeling forced away here. Centre there, we got the Scott at the ready in the south here. Panzerjägers versus the Engineers, and the Engineers are slowly winning out on that one. Round planning good coming fire. Scott repositioning, mortar joining in the fun. Continue back and forth between the 91st and the 90th. South side here, Panzerjägers push back. Panzerjägers taking heavy damage. Pack 38 sitting up here. He's trunks it up here against the Americans. Armored car there blazing into them. The other one, no sign of an upgrade yet here for Prabuty as he pushes in against the Oziligath, catching the Hellcat here. Good shot from the Scott there. Hellcat lands an amazing shot there against it. Almost got Prabuty's Panther 3 kaput, but no. Gets away with it. Close call though. More Scott. Oh, we finally get the white phosphorus here. We finally get it. Finds off the Pack 38. But Prabuty there is able to hold the Pack 38 to safety there. Scott and Hellcat moving forwards. Oziligath here clearly feeling emboldened despite the loss of an earlier Sherman. He wants to deliver more harsh blow here to Prabuty. Goes for it again, but there you go, round to the Pack 38. Needs to withdraw the Scott. Might lose it here actually. No, gets lucky as the Pack 38 crew whiffs. Hellcat moving forwards. Good shot on the Panther. He needs to withdraw before the Pack 38 finishes that one off. Far south here, Captain spotted right by the Panzergrenadier, and we are back to Prabuty. Quite a vehicular circus there. Thumbs up to that. Could be going for another Panther 3. He could of course also try and go here for the armored reserves, but for now he is going for emergency repair kits, which is quite a good upgrade, so I don't blame him for that. Scott, they're being repaired. Pentagon's based by the southern points. Rav squad pushing forwards. And we got a mortar after here for Prabuty. Just got like all the half-track variations there. Thumbs up. And obviously the actual 250 half-track had more variations, including one with a stubble. Fun fact there. Panther was there routed. Far up north here, the fight for the northern fuel point is won by German troops here as Prabuty overcomes the riflemen. Oziligath, they need repairs on a lot of his stuff. His Scott, though, is Vetchi too. Let's see what he goes for next. Maybe more Hellcats, maybe a Sherman. Of course, at this stage, we're not surprised he's playing a Sherman. He's just going to go straight for the C8. Meanwhile, Prabuty swinging hard southwards with his now east-level flak feeling, his 250-9 and his Panzer 3. Rapidly advancing here. Building there, coming under intense fire here. Mortar half-tank, or mortar lands a hit on the 250-9. Mortar half-tank hanging back here. Got the Hellcat moving up. Mortar half-tank being spotted here as Oziligath swing from the north. We got the 250-9, the Panther engaging the troops here. Scott joining in here, trying to do some damage, but it's not quite moving up there. Hellcat moving on as well there. And they did increase the command points for vehicle awareness, though I think it probably it's like a bit more difficult to use than just having the passive. Meanwhile, Prabuty setting up for another push here with again the 250-9, the Panther 3, and the flak feeling. Here we go. We see Oziligath Scott, they're taking immense amounts of damage, but it gets away again. Meanwhile, another fresh push here towards the southern victory point, but Prabuty is having none of it. North side there, I feel like could see a bit more action, but he's clearly being drawn into the south here as Prabuty forces him to look at him as he just pushes forwards here with a large fleet here of various tanks and vehicles. Prabuty is merciless. There we go, going straight for the Hellcat. Engineers wiped out. Both squads went down. That's a huge blow here to Oziligath. Great kill there for Prabuty. So only highlights, they always need to be careful where you repair your stuff. Particularly if the opponent has a chance like maybe hunted down. So thumbs up to Prabuty here. A punishing blow there. In the south, Rav squad catching the Panzergrenadier here. Prabuty keeps up the advance here with his 250-9, now Veterans 1. His flak feeling towards his Panzer 3 here. Hellcat shoots, misses. He can't easily commit it because he needs engineers to repair it. And of course, having to replace all those engineers also means, like, you know, he can't easily like, get out other stuff as well. So, really an extra spicy spot. You do get white phosphor there, wiping out the Pack 38 crew here. Thumbs up, and we got a loiter at the edge here of Oziligath's base. Of course, they don't target stuff inside the base here, so Oziligath is safe from it, but at the same time, it also means he can't push out until he gets it fixed up. Of course, the other issue is he's not really going to push out because they're not really going to survive anyways, even if the Luftwaffe wasn't circling around like a pair of very hungry hawks. Far up north here, what is this? We got the mortar after aggressive rifle squad. That's an interesting move here. Hellcat being pushed forwards, gating the 250-9. Panzergrenadier taking heavy losses. Of course, if Oziligath will get his hand to the Pack 38, this would be great. And of course, Prabuty sees this as an immediate issue and immediately starts opening up on his own Pack 38, denying it to Oziligath. Thumbs up to that, of course. Panzer Pioneers wiped out. That's a definite good kill here for Oziligath, and definitely a bit of a problem there for Prabuty. Makes it hard for him to repair his vehicles. But again, he does have emergency repair kits, so not that bad. Another Panther 3 ready. Got Panther being caught here. Ralph Scott camping forwards. Flak filling nearby and support. Mortar joining in the fun here. Veterans 1. far up north here. Brav squads versus the Panzergrenadier again. Prabuty just applying as much pressure as he can here, leveraging his infantry and vehicles as efficient as possible here versus Oziligath. And we're over to him again. If I can click properly. Actually could theoretically try and set up for the EC. Of course, these right now would be all the manpower needs to the side there. Double grenades here on the Panther Fleet. Could leave it with a damage engine. Yes. And we got the Hellcat pushing in here. Prabuty, oh, Oziligath, I mean, boldly going after Prabuty. Of course, he's only got so much time before he's going to try and send his other stuff to finish off the Hellcat before he can take out the Panther Fleet here. Discard it. Panzer's been caught out in the open. No, flight filling moving in here. Rail's got a good catch alongside the Hellcat. Oh, got the Panther Fleet. Great killer for Oziligath. Other Panther Fleet moving up to support here. Mortar after joining in the front. Hellcat diving in here after Prabuty's forces. Grenades going off here. Scott racing in. Hellcat bet you 2. There we go. Great shot on it. Panther Fleet is there. Go grenade. We could see. There we go. Panther Fleet with the damage engine. Oziligath's going to probably try and finish it off here. Without the pack footage of 8 support, that's where it always got. There you go. He's sending in the flak feeling, using it as bait to draw away a tank from the Panther Fleet here, buying him time. Their armor piercing rounds being unleashed here. Somehow surviving that as well. That is some immense luck here for Prabuty. A bold maneuver, but one that paid off. But he might yet lose the Panzerjägers. Mortar after it, though, will not escape the wrath here of Oziligath. He's had enough of that self-propelled artillery piece. Or at least he's going to try to knock it out. Hellcat racing forwards here. Oh, lost sight of it. No, didn't. Misses, though. That was close. So, this has actually bought Oziligath the respite. They're taking out one of the Panther Fleets, and the rest of Prabuty's vehicle pool is now, a fleet is heavily damaged, and of course, crucially, doesn't have any Panzer Pioneers. So, even with self-repairs and a bunch of Panzer Grenadiers, that does mean, you know, he's got a large amount of forces not doing anything. This is great for Oziligath to just push the field, gain control, and gain as many resources as possible. And we got here another Sherman on the way that honestly I would have figured an ECA at this stage, rather than going for a regular Sherman. And obviously the Shermans are just cheaper, so I get that to an extent as well there. But a part of me also would have figured just going to like try and go for the ECA due to, you know, more health and whatnot. But as long as he's just going for tanks, I would say is, you know, Oziligath is doing the right thing. Up north here we got the Panzer moving forwards here, ace level for Prabuty. Oziligath getting most of the map now. The situation for the German army in the 90th Panzergrenadier Division is definitely looking much tougher. 250-9 racing in. Another Panther Fleet here for Prabuty. German 40 shoots, misses the 250-9. Got the Hell coming from the north here. Sherman forwards as well here. Onto the ting hits. Fun fact about the 250-9 is actually it would eventually replace the 222 armored car entirely. And they'd also stop all 250 half-track production to focus on the 250-9. Even more fun fact, there's a version of this sort of armored car based off the 251 half-track. There's another fun story. But anyways, another Panther Fleet ready here for Prabuty up north. Flak filling in here. Rail squad being bombarded. 221, 288. Flak filling racing in here. Ace level unleashing still a Tron of Death here. 250-9 around plus the Panther Fleet here. Oziligath caught somewhat out of position. It can't need to respond to that. There's a chance of a wipe actually from Prabuty. And the 90th Panzergrenadier Division. We got the Hellcat racing forwards here. Shoots, misses, going to eat that Sherman up north. Panther Fleet going to flank in. There you go. Prabuty going here against the isolated Hellcat. Good move here. And we got the flak feeling again here with the armor piercing rounds. Make it hard here for the flak of the Hellcat to respond here. Great and aggressive use of the flak feeling to disrupt Oziligath's ability to defend. Now the Scott falls next here. An impressive assault here from Prabuty. Absolutely just wreaking havoc here upon Oziligath and the Americans. Grenades off. He might lose the Panther Fleet, fine. But again, we got the armor piercing rounds here. Can he get the Panther Fleet? Yes, he does get it. He can get rid of the flak feeling. That would actually be helpful there for Oziligath. But no, focus on the Panther Fleet. Try and take out it. And of course, that does make sense. But the flak feeling has really proven to be just an all-star here. Thanks to Disruptive Veteran's one ability. And again, this is why, you know, players actually like White Phosphorus. Because again, it serves that disruptive ability in enemy tanks. Now the Panther Fleet for Prabuty. Oziligath definitely in a bit of a tight spot there. Of course, he can call in more tanks or tank destroyers, but he just lost his Sherman and his Hellcat. Plus, it's got there's the entire armored fleet of Oziligath up in flames. And meanwhile, Prabuty does lost a single Panther Fleet in return. He was so close to really getting rid of that flak feeling as well there. Off goes the Panzergrenadiers, got the mortar joining in. Prabuty can... Oh, so the Oziligath can call another Sherman now. He could also go for the Hellcat. Back to Prabuty. Pushing in against the northern vector point of the Alps squads. We got a delayed fuse barrage here. Well, they've actually added a ton to that now. That's nice. And there you go, Prabuty's half-tracked armored car charging down to get hit with an anti-tank grenade. No! Doesn't get it off there. Very fortunate here for Prabuty. That was definitely a daredevil dive. Morton needs to get out of there. And there you go, Hellcat out. Looks like the 250-9 will finally go down here. Another blow here. On Taranto. Ralph Squad pushing forward back with the Captain. Panther 3 moving forwards. 5th cal dabbing at it. Good shot on the Panther 3. Ralph Squad Captain moving in here. Ralph Squad's there being absolutely mauled.
The enemy is winning this battle.
218 vs 221 here. It remains a fierce battle here. Very fierce battle. We got another Panther 3 here for Prabuty. Clearly not interested in leveraging the armored reserves. Which is, I mean, fair enough.
We have 200 points remaining. We await order.
But certainly, like, you know, getting up now, say a Panther 3, a Panther 4, you know, Parachutes could really, I think, do a lot of good here for Prabuty, particularly some of the upgrades he's got, I believe, for them. Some of them. Meanwhile, up north here, flak feeling, racing again here. An absolute terror of autocannon fire. And Prabuty's about to hit a total of 3 Panther 3s, which is going to be a headache here and a half for Oziligath with only 1 Hellcat, no anti-tank guns, no bazookas. This is definitely going to be a challenge here, and there you go. 3rd Panther 3 round here for Prabuty and the 90th Panzergrenadier Division. Up north here, 2nd column there moving forwards. Oziligath trying to keep track of it here in the south, though he's looking like to try and bait an engagement here with Prabuty. Got the Panzergrenadiers Rob squad. Panther game there in rushed here. We got more Panthers pushing up because we got that flak feeling. And we got a Panther going for a deep flank here. Really nice setup here by Prabuty. And that is definitely bad news, I think, here for the Hellcat. Prabuty goes in for the fatherland, charging in here. Hellcat getting pummeled there. Hellcat. Damage out. We got another Hellcat ready here for Oziligath, and he somehow survives that. Meanwhile, Prabuty's Panther 3 also lives through it all here. Rob Squads are taking immense amounts of damage. Fighting here remains quite fierce. Up north, troops moving forwards here, heading for the northern victory point here. Prabuty looks to strike at that as well. Need his Hellcat fixed up rapidly here. And there you go. Panzer's been caught in a deadly crossfire between countless American troops here, with BARs and rounding up machine guns just ripping them apart here, down to low health here. Another squad moving up here. Ace versus AC. And there you go. Grenades forcing here Prabuty to withdraw. Prabuty withdraw. Panzer III's getting sort of ready though again. 1 is in need of repairs here. He's down just the Panzergrenadiers. Mortar firing down, hit death here, right moving forwards here. Panther III's getting 1 Rob squad here. Oziligath's 2nd Hellcat is almost fixed up. We got a 4th Panther 3 here for Prabuty. He truly lives the Panzer 3 dream. What a dream it is. Still hoping for the Panzer 3 Model M, which is my third model, as it's actually a further up armored version of the Panther 3 with armored side skirts added to it. It looks so nice. Anyways, enough about that. Up north here, points been grabbed to Raft Squad. They also did nerf the delayed fuse barrage on the mortar, so that's also a nice plus there. On the final mission, which also by the way, did receive a buff as well. The Americans did receive a lot of buffs like units, you just didn't see a lot of usage. That's nice. Up north here, Panther striking the captain here, diving in swiftly for the fatherland, and there we go. Getting marked, I believe, but there's just nothing to exploit that. Maybe it's an act of desperation here for Prabuty, or from the captain. Meanwhile, they're moving north, getting flanked here by the Hellcat, though. Not the Hellcats, but there you go. Prabuty's armored column there striking into the north side, but now we got a second panther fleet with the flak filling. Catching here the isolated Hellcat again. We got the armor piercing rounds here. The armor piercing ammunition. Anti-tank grenades off here. Heavy damage inflicted on all sides. Almost got the flak filling. 105 militia moving in here for Oziligath. Back to him. Panther fleet down. Flak filling down. We still got 2 panther fleets though. Diving in hard here for Deutschland. It is a massive armored push here. 105 militia, of course, great versus infantry, but, or at least nice versus infantry. I don't know how great it is at the moment after the buffs, but, you know, crucially, it's not going to help much against all these panther fleets as Prabuty goes in hard. Racing in after that here, Hellcat. Down it goes.
Enemy movement near victory point.
Well, that, I do fear that Prabuty... Oziligath might be in trouble here. Don't think Prabuty's too much in trouble now. Almost got his base wrecked too there.
They've taken our victory point.
That Prabuty escapes once more. After another daring armored raid here on Oziligath. 105 Sherman down. Unfortunately, didn't really get to see much of its new performance here because, again, like, you know, it basically had to fight against tanks, which is not where it's going to excel. Another panther fleet for Prabuty. Oziligath has a victory point lead, but the question is, can he bounce back at this point? Particularly with Prabuty just maintaining an excellent armored lead here. Making it very difficult, I think, for Oziligath to easily find his footing at this point. Captain Ralph's moving about, we got the Panther Resolves added. South side here, Panther being engaged by 2 Ralph's and Guineas here. Panther fleet almost unpunched, they're routed. Panther fleet's moving forwards.
200 points remaining on our front line. Fresh boots.
Withdrawing the Panther fleets.
Our line is collapsing. Enemy taking our points.
North side's being grabbed here, and we got another Panther fleet ready. Still got the mortar after too. And, ooh, an ambulance actually.
A munitions point is being attacked.
Another Hellcat here for Oziligath. He believes in the tank destroyers. In their supremacy. Another Hellcat ready. Ralph squad's being engaged with the Panzer IIIs. Very far there from the Panzer IIIs, unleashing a torrent of death here. Hellcat at the ready up north, with troops pushing forwards. Panzer being caught here. Hellcat setting up mines down here from Oziligath, trying to catch perhaps some of those German panzers. Not a bad idea. Panzer diving in against the Hellcat, fire being unleashed upon the tank destroyer there. A torrent of death, anti-tank grenade off, but it's not going to be enough here. The Panther fleets just keep moving, and they just keep firing here. The Hellcat is desperate, trying to put distance between the two of them, but it is unstoppable here. The German Panzerwaffe strikes through here, and with this, Oziligath is once more in a pretty awkward position. His men are being, well, blasted into bits here in the face of the German armored fist. 107 is under 7 now. Mines exploding here. It would appear they fixed the whole floating weapon stuff. So that's a plus too. More traffic joining in. Guarding the base here. 100 points left here for Oziligath versus Prabuty. There you go. There you go. There you go. Game over. A victory for Prabuty. A victory for the Deutsches after he caught a fierce back and forth fight here. I feel like that first Sherman loss, that definitely, I think, was one of those crucial tipping moments that it became much more difficult for Oziligath to get back into the game. Plus, again, his failure to just take out that flak feeling. I think had he taken out that flak feeling sooner, he would have actually been in a much better position. But the flak feeling was just such a crucial component of Prabuty's armored assaults and disrupting Oziligath's like ability to respond efficiently and getting away there. That, you know, it really, I think, was just sort of like an interesting movie that we haven't really seen much. And I think part, again, was because, again, of the improved pathing, you can now handle these kind of informations much better and more easily, making it much easier to execute these kind of tactics there. Of course, another issue, I think, was Prabuty's, for example, lack of white phosphorus on the Shermans, but also like using that white phosphorus ability more when he actually had more easy access to it against, let's say, the infantry from his Scot. Still an interesting fight, a lot of back and forth here. Hopefully, a good start here to the patch. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, but not your enemies. You can also support the Propagandacast by donating or pledging on Patreon. And can also send your own replay via the link in the comments, propagandacaster@gmail.com. This is a Burlington. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.